everyone, Sophia here. Welcome back to my Etsy shop, Frenchy and Tubby. I'm going to feature 7 new items and 2 pieces of jewelry going into the shop tomorrow, Friday, September 19th at 5 p.m. I have some very unique pieces today. Pottery, some wood carving, of course porcelain and crystal, and vintage glass. Let me start with the thumbnail. As always, these are phenomenal. And you know, I'm always hyping my pottery, but these, what a find. I here have 2 absolutely stunning works of art. This is actually studio art pottery by a very well-known potter in New York. His name is David Changer. David Changer, C-H-A-N, I put the name right here. These are signed, they're stamped, they're dated. He's a artist in New York City who opened his pottery studio and gallery around 1992 and does a lot of commissioned work. So when you go on his website, davidchanger.com, you're going to see vases, platters, mugs with various prices, depends on the glazes that you want, but it's mostly, he has pieces you can buy right away, but he does a lot of commission work. This is true master pottery. They are absolutely amazing. First of all, the glaze on these is incredible, absolutely incredible. So these are not on the wheel, these are formed and fired, but the glaze, my God, this guy is genius. Not everybody likes his work. He does very organic shapes. They're very contemporary, but I think that his mastery is absolutely in the glaze work. Let's look at them a little bit closer. You understand what I mean. So here's the first one. Look at the glaze work on this. And I know I'm trying to not have the light in it. It's very difficult because I need the light, okay? Look at this. There's so many different blues and charcoal gray, and I think there's a little bit of green too. Here's the handle. Here's the inside. It's glazed throughout. Do you see that? So there's that, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is it? Hexagon? Polygon. We're gonna say polygon. Much easier. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. Look at this. Look at the drip glaze here and there. It's absolutely stunning. They're beautiful, and they are stamped David Changer, and then it says July 95 right here. So these were made relatively shortly after he opened his studio in New York. They're fairly large, very nice handle. They are heavy, and they're about 10 ounces each, right? And this is the real deal. This is not your, you know, pottery that you find at your local box store. This is real studio art pottery. This is done by a master potter. This is done by an artist. This is a collector's item. I think they're fabulous. They're absolutely fabulous. They are not for the microwave. They are not for the dishwasher. I just want to say this, okay? These are, you got to consider them as pieces of art. But they are stunning. Let's look at the glaze. Look at this glaze. Oh. Color is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so David Changer pottery mugs. They are 6 by 4 by 4. So 6 here, and then 4 this way, and then 4 that way. So they kind of like a boxy type coffee mug. Absolutely stunning. They are in amazing condition. There's no chip. There's like a little dent here, but it's not a chip. It's just part of the glaze and the actual clay. So they're not chipped. They're not cracked. They don't have any crazing. They're like brand new, really. I think that the person who purchased them probably had them on display somewhere since 1995, because I really don't see any sign of where, you know, like from your coffee spoon for the sugar, whatever, nothing. Oh. All right, item number 1. When I come back, we're going into mid-century modern art glass. So I think this one was already featured in one of my Thrift With Me videos, and I think it's really cool. This is glass by Sarah Glass, definitely mid-century, 1960s, and this was, it's glass, okay, and this was actually part of a set. Originally, they were selling this one and a larger one, so it was a duo. This is the smaller of the two. And what it is fairly transparent glass. I don't know, can you see me behind moving a little bit? Yeah. So yeah, you can see me even better this way. It's a brown, bronze, smoky colored glass. And then on the front of it, it has 24 karat gold chess pieces and domino pieces. What's really cool about it is that one of the domino pieces is a red dot right here, raised enamel red dot, and it's signed right here. You can see it's Sarah Glass. Okay, it's in really good shape. There's no gold fading on it, none whatsoever. You know, sometimes people scratch, put them in the dishwasher, whatever, and then you get the outline, and then you can see that the gold is gone. Not the case for this. The only call out I have is maybe a few scratches, if even that, on the back of it. I want you to know that this is a rare piece. It's very hard to come by. So I can't tell you whether it was a limited edition or if they just break and people cannot replace them. But they are hard to come by. They're hard to find. Definitely the two of them, but I only got the small one. The only call out I have is not even a call out that is due to somebody not taking care of it. There's like a dot right here of gold, and I think this is a manufacturing defect. I don't know if you can see it right here. It's really not a big deal. First of all, it's barely noticeable, and it's part of the overall piece. It's, you know, if you want to try with an X-Acto knife to pop it, I just don't know what's going to be underneath it, but it's definitely part of the gold that kind of dripped and pooled right here. But here it is again. So what do you do with this? Well, it's a serving tray. Man, what a gift for a man cave or somebody who has a Casino Royale type game room, for instance. And it's a serving dish, cookies, sandwich, you know, whatever. Or you just use it as a catch-all on a gentleman's dresser, for instance. You could do that. It's really, really cool. I like it. I wish I had the large one as well. So you can see 24 karat gold overlay, and it is semi-transparent. There's bubbles in the glass, so you can see that it's, you know, kind of a rustic look here. And I'm looking at it through my light. Yeah, there's a couple of scratches, but really, considering this is from the 60s, it's in really good shape. This is definitely a collector's item, okay? I'll say it again, they're hard to find. If you go on Etsy right now, I think only one person has it. Usually pieces, you look for them, and 15, 20, 30 Etsy sellers have the same one. I'm the second one who has it. And actually, I think the person who's selling theirs has the large one. So maybe you want to check it out and get the pair. So Sarah Glass, 1960s, mid-century modern. I'm calling it the gaming tray in 24 karat gold. Really, really cool. Okay, should I do glass again? Yeah, let me do another piece of glass. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a whole set by Fostoria, and it was the American pattern, which is the most popular pattern and probably the pattern that they used the longest. And I told you I had other pieces, right? And then I know that the one I featured in the shop a couple of weeks ago already sold. So maybe that person is interested in those two. So here are the two. I'm pairing them again because I think it's better that way than doing them one at a time. I have two more. Just letting you know, I have two more. So let's start with this one. Fostoria American is probably the longest running pattern. I think they started it in 1962 and they stopped it maybe in 1989, something like that. So they ran it for quite some time. This is what they call the three-corner bowl. So very obviously 1, 2, 3 corner. And it's also fooded. So this is what it looks like on a tabletop. And this is a banana boat or a compote, a catch-all, whatever you want to do with this. You can even, if you're doing a barbecue, for instance, you can even put the lettuce leaves in there, like romaine lettuce, because it's the perfect shape for it. It's kind of a bowl, but you still have room for things to go on the outside of it. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a diamond pattern, pressed glass, with a sundial at the bottom. This is one of the earlier pieces. It's probably 1970s. You might actually be able to find it in the 60s as well. I'm not sure if Fostoria cataloged when they came up with this pattern, but this is more like a 60s pattern, that atomic three-corner, than a 70s. But this is really cool. It's in perfect condition. I have no call out for this one. And then the one I'm going to pair it with is this oval dish right here, oblong, same pattern, in great condition. I'm not seeing any chips, nothing. Here's the, you see that? It's really cool. It's glass, but it gives this crystal effect to it. So this is more like a, actually, I think this one is specifically used for the canned cranberry at Thanksgiving. Because it collects the juice, and then it's the right size for the canned cranberry. But you can do olives, yeah, whatever, catch-all, doesn't matter. Peanut M&Ms. You can do whatever you want with it. But it's absolutely beautiful. I really like the American pattern. Scott's grandmother had the red one. So she had quite a lot in the red of the American pattern by Fostoria. And this one is the clear. So that's coming in the shop Friday at 5 p.m. All right? When I come back, we're going to do milk glass. I think that by now you must be sick of me raving about Westmoreland milk glass, but I'll say it again. It is by far the best milk glass out there. It is so thick. If you like thick milk glass, here goes. Great pattern, 1970s gravy boat. 2 pieces. So you have the actual boat with the grape pattern on it. Look at this. Superb condition, no call out, no chip, no discoloring, no crack, nothing. Look how cool this is. It's pressed glass. It's stamped Westmoreland at the bottom. Very, very thick. This is heavy. And it comes with its platter. And the platter has the little ridge right here, the little nest, so that your gravy boat stays in it. Okay? So it's a 2-piece, and the pattern is the beloved grape pattern. Not paneled grape, just the grape pattern. So you have clusters of grape all around it, right? Unbelievable condition. And then let's look at the grapes. Do you see that? Oh, this is so cool. This is very nice. Perfect for Thanksgiving. Absolutely perfect for Thanksgiving. So of course you don't have to use this solely for gravy. You can do a dessert sauce, chocolate sauce, crème anglaise, whatever. It's really nice. I would go as far as suggesting that you could put some florist foam in there, right here, and do a whole flower arrangement. It would actually look really cool. This is so pretty. I would display it all year long. It's, what can I say? Here I am again raving about Westmoreland milk glass. I would love to keep it, but that's not the pattern that I collect. I like the hobnail, and I like the lotus pattern by Westmoreland, so it could be yours. Coming to the shop this Friday. Let's do porcelain / china. Another teacup. This one was also part of a thrift with me. This is Memory Lane by Royal Albert. you can recognize the shape. This is the Monrose shape, which I've mentioned in the past was created and designed by Shelley. You know, Shelley teacups, Shelley porcelain, for Royal Albert in 1963 for Old Country Roses. Shelley phased out of doing their own designs and patterns and started creating specific shapes for different companies. One of the very first one they did was in 63 was the Monrose shape, which was commissioned by Royal Albert. And then Royal Albert adopted that particular shape for the majority of the teacups moving forward. So this is a pattern that was created in 1964, the memory lane pattern, and they continued it up until I think 1980s, something like that. So it's definitely a vintage piece. Let's look at it a little bit closer. It has gold accent. It's in perfect condition. I have no call out on this. And it's little pretty blue flowers. I think they are forget-me-nots, plus some purple blooms. Let's look at the scalloped raised edges saucer right here. Look at these flowers. Aren't they cute? Of course, it's signed, stamped Royal Albert, England, fine bone china, memory lane. And I love that they have a repeat of the flowers on the underside. It's really pretty. It's so dainty. So here's the handle, very ornate, gold in perfect condition, peekaboo flower on the inside. I love when they do that, and gold band at the bottom. It's in superb shape. Now, sometimes you don't realize there's a hairline crack. Let me look at it in the light. At the bottom, and I don't see it. So I'm going to check on it to make sure that I have none, because what's going to happen, and it's happened in the past, somebody will put their coffee in it and poof, it will appear. I don't see any. I see no crack, no hairline, no chip. It is a beautiful teacup. Perfect for collector of teacups or somebody who loves Royal Albert and only collects the Royal Albert teacups. It really is pretty. Not super expensive, very pretty. Royal Albert memory lane. I only have one. So it's definitely for somebody who wants a replacement or who collects Royal Albert. Crystal. I didn't do crystal yet. Look at this thing. This is really, really cool because it's super tall. It almost has like a mid-century modern shape to it, like the swan vases, but it's not. It's not that old. Not that old at all. It is from Bloch, Germany. The company no longer exists. Bloch, I think in 2007, retired all of their patterns and then eventually folded completely in 2014. This is from the 1990s. The pattern is called Esquire, and it's a cut crystal pattern. See that? A block, basically. And you're probably wondering, what is this thing? Is this a vase? Is it a decanter? It's both. It's a vase, very tall, rigid stalks. Think hydrangea, right? Some wood stalks or rose canes. But it's also a wine decanter. So you pour your wine in here and you basically let it aerate, and you would pour the wine this way. It's a beautiful piece. It's not super expensive, but it is German 24% lead crystal. Very nice sparkle. In perfect condition. It's not signed, that I can tell. Not signed. And it's not hard to clean. You just have to have a long spatula. I just realized I still have a little bit of water in it because I just cleaned it last night. So here it is. It's a Bloch Esquire, very tall crystal vase / wine decanter. It's such a pretty classic piece. You can have it on display all year long, and because it's beveled, cuts, sparkle. So if you have a window by your credenza or buffet that gets sunshine, you're going to get so many rainbows on your walls from this piece, because every single one of these cuts is beveled, so it's going to refract light all over the place. It's a really nice piece, and block in general is very refined, elegant crystal. Matter of fact, I think they're the ones who were doing Mikasa's crystal for quite some time. So very elegant, beautiful craftsmanship, unusual vase, and unusual wine decanter by Block. So when I come back, I'm going to show you my last item, which is by far the weirdest item I've ever had in the shop. And when I tell you weird, it's super weird. Okay, MCM decor. 1960s got really weird. Okay, really weird. There was a whole bunch of different stuff that started coming out that were the rage back then. And maybe you had one of those when you were a kid. You probably grew up, grandpa had one of these. This is so weird. I don't know what to say. Okay, so we have a bowl, olive tree wood, carved, hand carved, okay? But this is the weird part. Y'all, it's a foot. It's 1960s, it's a carved foot. But wait, that's the bowl, right? So it's a trinket, whatever. But look at the back of it. It's complete with the nails and everything. This is so weird. So I fell into a rabbit hole of carved feet. And apparently they were a huge thing in the 1960s. There were so many different ones. There were the ones that were this way, where the index, is that the index on the foot is the same than the number 2, we're gonna say number 2, would be raised up. Some of them were spread, some of them were clamped, but this one is upside down. So you have the ball of the foot right here. How weird is this? This is so cool. This is for somebody who's a maximalist. This is somebody who collects really strange things. Somebody who likes really goofy decor. I mean, it's in perfect condition. Granted, I've washed it and oiled it again for you. Okay, so it's been retreated because it's olive tree and it's very strong, dense tree, but it's all hand carved. This is very weird. It's for a special buyer, okay? This is for somebody who really likes that kind of stuff. I'm not saying food fetishist. I'm talking about somebody who likes the unique pieces, the pieces that you don't see every day. You're definitely not going to see that every day. Not at your regular Target. Look at that. With the nails. And it's very lifelike too. The curvature on it and the ball right here. It's very nice. So yeah, I have a wooden foot for you guys. For your consideration, behold the wooden foot. And it's a perfect little trinket dish for jewelry, like the jewelry I'm going to showcase today. Let's put it in there. And this is what it would look like. So let's go into jewelry. These earrings I am seeing online are rare. I never thought of Trifari as being a jewelry designer that would produce rare pieces. This is the case. These are the upper range. So now they are gold toned. They are not gold filled or gold plated. They are clip earrings. And these are called gripois cabochon earrings. So I'll tell you everything you need to know about those. Let me give you a close-up so you can see them. So here they are, and I don't know if my light is good enough. We have 4 stones. They are glass. We have a purple, a red, a blue, and a green. And here's the back. Very nice, and it actually has a little hinge here. You can see it. Can you see it? The little hinge right here. Very nice clips, okay? So what is gripois? Augustin Gripois was a jeweler in the 19th century in France, and he invented colored glass for jewelry. It's a clear colored glass. And he made them specifically to imitate cabochon, which is the dome stone in bezel set, right? And it became a favorite stone setting, the gripois setting with the glass, for Chanel and Dior in the early 20th century, and still today actually. So gripois is clear, transparent, colorful glass. This is a pyramid shape, bezel set, both the same direction. I'm going to wear them so you can see what they look like. There's very little wear on them. Very little. I mean, a little bit of, there's no tone loss and there's no scratching on the stone. There's just a little bit of, I'm not even going to say scratching. You can see they're not new, basically. But they're not damaged. Okay, so this is what they would look like on you. And they are super light and they are super comfortable. This is what, aren't they cool? They're from the 80s. I'm not feeling them. They feel cold actually. I guess eventually they pick up on your temperature. They're so cool. Very pretty. Gripois, pyramid, cabochon earrings by Trifari. And they are signed Trifari right here on the post. So now I did a little bit of research and they're apparently rare. They were a limited edition. I have seen them online for $90. Used for $90. I'm not going to sell them $90, you know that, okay? I don't know why I don't sell things at market value. I just want you to have beautiful things. And I know that $90 is a chunk of money, okay, for a pair of earrings. But they are really cool. Look at that. And I like that it has this little swivel thing. It makes them more comfortable. The earrings kind of move with you. So here you have it. Wear Trifari, gripois, cabochon, pyramid earrings in gold tone in really, really good condition. So it's imitation ruby, I would say a London blue topaz, a peridot, and amethyst, but it's glass, okay? When I come back, I have a phenomenal brooch. Vintage brooch. Let me show you the back first so you can see this is vintage. We got the boomerang, the little V for vintage, filigree in the back. Nobody does that anymore. It's a regular barrel closure. It's from the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. So what are they? They are Austrian crystal. I cannot confirm if they're Swarovski, but they're definitely Austrian crystal. And they are all bezeled in a gold tone. And it's three-dimensional. So you're looking at a three-dimensional flower. Look at flower. Look at the sparkle on this brooch. It's so pretty. It's orange and clear. And you can see that it's a 3-dimension. It reminds me, these in particular, they remind me of the Crystal by the Yard necklace by Swarovski. So they could be Swarovski crystals. I do not know. I haven't been able to find the same brooch online. I've seen similar, but this one in particular I cannot find. But it's definitely vintage and it's a statement. It provides so much sparkle. And by the way, you can buy little adapters to make any brooch a pendant. Because I know I keep on talking about this and I've never shown it to you. So this is what I'm talking about. They call brooch to pendant adapters. They come in various sizes, different finish. So I'm going to show you. These are the gold tones. So here's one of them. Right? It's a little tube with a bail on it. So you can get this size, this medium size, or this tiny, tiny little size. So I'm going to take the bigger one and I'm going to show you how it works. So you open up your pin, right? And then you put the pin through the tube like this, and then you close your pin again Okay. And now you can put your chain through the bail right here, and you now have any brooch as a pendant. How cool is that? Super inexpensive. I'll put the link down below. I keep them in this pouch, and when I purchased them, 6-piece brooch to pendant converter. The one I purchased comes with the gold tone and the silver tone. So depending on the length of your pen, you would change the length of the converter. All right, so this is what it would look like in the back of it. You see that? This is awesome. It's a great invention. For somebody like me who has so many brooches and love them as pendant. So you just take it out and then you have your brooch back. So let's go back to the brooch. Look at the filigree work in the back. It's orange, like a fire orange, and clear. Would you look at the sparkle on this thing? It's a beautiful piece. So that's it for me this week. These are all the items that I have in the shop for you. To recap, we have this gorgeous brooch, the rare Trifari Gripois cabochon pyramid earrings, clip-ons, the very weird, intriguing, conversation starter for sure, wooden foot. Somebody's gonna grab it. I know somebody's gonna grab it because it's just too weird and unique. I have china, we have mill glass, fabulous pottery by David Schenger in New York artist. We have block crystal. This piece is very nice. I'm almost keeping it, but can have it all, Sophia. Fostoria, classic Fostoria, American pattern, and of course, not to forget the mid-century modern. I'm gonna say Casino Royale, even though it should be cards, right? I know, but it's just gaming, 24 karat gold, Sarah glass tray. That's for your man cave. Okay, these are all my items. They will be live in the shop at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Friday the 19th. Comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite. Is it the wooden foot? Because it's gotta be. It's so weird. You have to love it. The pottery mugs, mill glass, whichever. Tell me down below. I'm going to put my earrings back on. And I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.